Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do it's not necessarily a review. I would say it's more of my personal opinion on a game that just came out that's called Bless Unleashed. Didn't just came out, I think it came out like a few weeks ago, but my friends have been telling me to download this game. I finally downloaded, and I'm going to just give you what I think of it so far. I have only played like beginning part, just got to a part where you have online, or you just got to like, I don't know, the farmstead, whatever they call it. This is just, like I said, not a review, since I really haven't even played, like, gotten extremely far into the game. This is just my personal opinion off of the bat, like, on what they gave me to start off with. So, yeah, hope you guys like my Call of Duty now. But let me just skip forward into our little adventure here. Alright, and we're here into this game. So, I spent a great amount of time just doing character customization, but I had this one problem. All character names were almost taken. As I'm about to demonstrate on the screen here, I took and put in Ellie, name unavailable. I was like, okay, well, let me type in a different name. So, type in a different name. Now, you guys might see a pattern here. I'm typing in all these, like, I don't know, anime type of names, because this is made by the same company who did Sora Online, made the game Sora Online and stuff like that, or just different anime games, and just playing Sora Online. So I thought, you know what, I'll put in like some type of anime name or just something. But after I started getting this a lot, I was like, what the frick? I didn't know what to do. And so this took me a whole hour to do. And I finally, coincidental, or not even coincidental, finally got a name right here, Asuna Yuki, you guys will see. No spaces or anything. Somehow it wasn't taken, which I'm freaking glad, because literally went through this entire thing. It took me like a whole 22 minutes. I'm pretty sure even longer, like an hour just to get the name. But yeah, see, we're about to jump into this entire game here. Like, nice character. I personally, I'm going to say personally, this isn't that bad of a game, alright? It is free on the PlayStation Store if you do not know this. It's called Bless Unleashed. But it's not bad. It's not terrible. Or, it's just not that bad of a game. The opening cutscene right here, I thought was actually pretty good. I thought it was kind of a good opening thing that they had going on here. Kind of explains like a scooch of stuff of like somewhat the story and all that. But I'm gonna skip on ahead here, so I'll see you guys in a moment. And we are back. Alright, and here we are after the little beginning cutscene. It shows a half blown up planet, but the game first starts you off with this great armor right here. The amazing armor, interesting shield, but the sword looks great. But as you can see, there's combos in this game. Now, I wasn't expecting this from a game that was supposed to be like RPG and stuff, but I was fine with it. I went on with it. But here's about be a little bit of combat. I have no clue why I did that. But here's a little bit of combat here. So it even says there's combo attacks, Confused when it said R1 and R2. I thought it meant like, oh, press them. And then they show it right there on the screen. They even have the little combo attacks right there. Now, the combat. I don't want to get into detail with this combat. This combat system, it's interesting. This combat system is what I would say very interesting, as you can see right there with the R1, and then I did like the R2 shield. Kind of interesting to lock on, but the combos aren't that bad. The combat though, it just feels, I feel like it should be feeling like intense, like in the moment where you're like, oh crap, there's tons of enemies, or this guy's supposed to be looking strong, but they're like snowflakes. And this combat, it's not as much fun as I would think in general. Just also, like I'm saying, this is just me saying this because I did just get done playing like a game that had some good sword stuff, and just coming to this game now, the animations are great. I mean, just see those, and the combos for the person, they're great too. And then there's the block, but the game really doesn't give you a big old tutorial. It just tells you, oh, here, this is how you dash. This is how you lock onto enemies, attack, and yeah. They don't tell you about the L1 stuff. At least not in this entire part, but it's just the combat though should feel more intense and more hard. I feel like a little bit harder, and not just spamming of a button on knowing what you're going to hit. Like, all right, I gotta spam R1 and then just gotta click R2. You know, you got all this. You know, one of my friends described this game as Dragon Ball Fighters. I've never played that game, but apparently just like that. But as you can see, this is somewhat the combat. Now, I'm hoping there's a little bit more to this combat, because that was a little, I don't know, just not the best. I mean, it wasn't bad though. For a game like this, it really was not that bad. Most RPG games don't actually have this type of animation in their combat or anything like that. So I'll give them that. That animation and the combos is something very new to me in general, to RPG type games. But yeah, I'm going to fast forward to the boss fight here so I could talk about him a little bit more. And here we are, the boss fight. Alright, so this is the first boss fight of the game. And kind of excited. I was kind of excited, you know, because look at him. He looks pretty dang cool. But whenever you get into the boss fight, so straight off the bat, you know, for some reason couldn't lock on. There we go. It's trying to tell you on how to lock on. But he goes for those attacks. Now, his attacks are interesting. His system itself is very interesting. But what I think they kind of did to this boss is that they didn't necessarily make him extremely hard, which is good, of course, you know. No one wants to start off with a really hard boss of any kind in any type of game, except Dark Souls, because freaking Dark Souls is, I don't know. But, yeah, no. So as you can see, he jumps away from you. So he is very annoying because he constantly jumps away from you. And doesn't, I mean, like, you know, bosses usually do, like, get away from you a bit, you know, but as soon as you get near him, he just jumps away even more. It makes it very hard for you to hit him. Unless you went with the ranger class, then you would have a bow and arrow, and that would be the extremely easy boss fight right there, I think. But, like you see, you have to block a lot whenever you try to get in there. That's whenever I started learning in this boss fight the L1 and then the little moves that they have there. But as you can see, each time I got close and I let my guard down just so I can go and try hit him, he would either jump away or start attacking. Now, whenever you start getting hit in this game, as you see, it has a big old animation of you falling down or getting knocked by, like, balance, you know, balance kind of going everywhere. You had that nice quick thing, I don't even know what that was really, but it was just a thing for you to get off, like a stun lock that he had you in or something. I don't know, but that laser attack though, I don't know how to dodge that, you know, like, I don't even think you can really dodge that, because I tried going to the side, that didn't really work as well. But like I said, the hard part is see how I just got hit right there, and that little animation of me getting thrown off balance. Now, that is a very annoying animation. I like that they did that, you know, I like that they thought about it. But it can become very annoying because of you trying to get these hits in, like you see right here. Unless you're in the middle of an animation, but in order to actually get close to him without him jumping away and just doing these like weird attacks, you know, you have to roll, like literally evade into him, and also watch his moves, because he can jump up in the air and like freaking smash you. Now, like there, you know, he tried to freaking smash me. This, yeah, had the counterattack thing right there, and then you had the enter quickly. Oh, spam my button quick. And then right as I got out, it's right there. It looks like it's not avoidable, and they just make it seem like, hey, you could actually dodge this. But in reality, I don't even think you can. But this entire boss fight was very annoying to me just because of how much he jumped away from you and how you had to constantly try and get in there each time. Like, you had to evade, start attacking, and everything without getting hit. Now, if you kill the boss, you have this nice animation, Very nice. Looks interesting. And then, what the game does is, after you see that nice animation, you know what? I think I know what we should do to these players. After showing you this cool boss fight with all this cool armor and stuff, you should know you're not getting that cool armor, alright? Because in about, I have no clue, like 30 seconds, however long the game takes to load up here, so, give this like a moment here, any time now, game. I mean, that would be great. I think I might fast forward or just kind of skip and get the part I'm trying to talk about here, because I'm seeing that that's going by 1%. Stopped at 90, so yeah, I might just, oh wait, no, never mind. After seeing that, you wake up from your bed with this leather equipment. I actually have no clue if that's leather or not. This is expected since the game did show you this is the equipment you would be starting off with. Now, once you're at this part, oh boy, I hope you all love reading and just, going and clicking one button and running all over the place, because that's what you are going to be doing for a whole, I'd say if you're reading the dialogue, for a whole 5 minutes. Now, 5 minutes ain't that long, but still, that's kind of lengthy, not as much so. But just for now, we're going to be skipping this dialogue. And we are back. Sorry about that little cut of the microphone, the stuff happened for a moment, but yeah. Now we're at actually a good part here. I wouldn't really say a good part, but, eavesdropping mechanic, that might be something interesting later on in the game. Like I said, I will definitely be, trying this out more, playing it a good amount, but this is just what I think from the beginning part, So these guys are talking about the High Priestess, on who you meet at the beginning of the game. Talking about the darkness of her or something like that. Really don't really care. Just kind of sit there for a while. But yeah, no. So after that, you run right back to the little kid. Now, I have no clue what the frick type of animal you are, but you are something. They're talking about the goddess of darkness, as you can see right there. I really don't care about this, so like I said, I'm going to fast forward. Alright, so I effed up my clip by accident. So, yippee guys, I accidentally effed up. But, hey, I get to ramble on again about the exact same thing I was talking about. Had no clue what I was actually talking about, but I'm improvising at this point, like I was the entire time. So we're right to the High Priestess. Don't you guys love talking again? But here we go. So High Priestess, and it's just like, what's your trouble? Oh, there's a play about you. She's like, again? What? And then the Goddess of Darkness, it's like all calm. You click that option, and then it's just like, what? No. Just like trying to get intense here, If they added a little facial expression to her at least, I would think this is actually important, or something that I would need to rush to someone about if they add a facial expression. But I'm going to be talking about her in this little cutscene here in a moment. We're going to talk to this guy, of course, but there's going to be this nice cutscene, and remember the cutscene at the very beginning of the game. I'm pretty sure all of you have seen it at this point. If you haven't, well, I would advise you looking it up. But if you remember the very first cutscene the game showed, it looked nice, smooth, great, And it was just like, man, I think they put a lot of time into their cutscenes. But let's watch this one that is about to happen once I finally click that button. Alright, thank you, me. Alright, and we love these loading screens. Here is this animation here. Or this cutscene. So, not suspicious at all on 3 hooded people? No, 2 hooded people. And one carrying an interesting present, you know. He brought a present for her. And they're like, state your business. He's like, Merry Christmas. We go on through, or he goes on through, you know. And then this nice talk between those two. Now, his thing, you know, she's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. But, look, so, if you guys actually heard, which I would wish I could actually put in a thing there, but her dialogue is not in sync with her lips. And watch this. See, that looks so smooth. Everything else just a little iffy. The animations are, I would say, not that bad. Like, that looks cool. But look at her character model in her face. It's showing no expression at all. No face change, no nothing. So it annoys me. And how his dialogue is perfectly in sync with his lips, and hers isn't. He did a full counter right there, if you guys know the reference what I'm making. But, teleports, see his hands like kind of everywhere and went inside her shoulder. And then the best death animation where it didn't even try and make it dramatic or anything. It was just like, fall, and then all of a sudden, blood just starts coming out of her, just like going everywhere. Even though that's not how blood physics actually work, but you know. The animation or the cutscene itself really wasn't that bad, but it wasn't the best, I would say. They could have probably done a little bit better, but like I said, you know, this is one thing is that I'm glad they thought about the cutscenes and like somewhat the animation. I think they put more time to the graphics than with the animation. Like they put almost full-time graphics and a good amount into like half into animation, I would say. And then a good amount of time also into the gameplay and somewhat plot story. But now you are going to be back to fighting. And that thing just kind of disappears out of nowhere. But you're back to fighting again. The fighting isn't that bad. Now, like I've said before, the fighting is just kind of like, you know, you're kind of mashing a button and then trying to do a little combo here. I do like the animation though. The animation for the combat I think is very nice and cool. That they thought about that. I think it's great that they thought about that because RPG games having animations like this are sometimes, but they are pretty rare to find RPG type games that actually have these type of animations. I think it's great that they thought about it. Now, like I said, this combat doesn't feel challenging at all. I feel like it should be challenging, you know. I should be taking a lot of HP, you know, and they should be like, you know, somewhat focused, but they're more focused on the NPCs, it looks like. And I think that would be a major flaw because if you have an NPC with you on probably any part of the game, I haven't, like I said, I haven't even gotten that far into this game. I just played the game part and got into online. It just looks like they target NPCs more than the actual player. Now, they did take away all your equipment, and as you can see, damage isn't that bad, and you only have one, which is the counter now. Now, that's an interesting type, but yeah, the combat, I'm just writing there too. I'm just speechless at this point. Just the combat, I feel like they could have improved. I feel like they could have improved it a good amount. Not like, oh yes, they should have, you know, but they should have just probably done a little bit. You didn't even get a chance to fight him, you know, which I'm kind of sad about that, but, you know, it probably makes sense because of story reasons and plot, you know, that you can't fight him. Some games have that, but I want you to focus on the little guy, on the little kid that's going to be coming out of nowhere, and watch his animation here. I'm going to be pointing it out. So, cut right there. So he didn't have the animation of him running. And then watch this. cut again, right there, and then cut. Well, the cut was necessary at that time, but the 2 cuts that they did, you know, weren't necessary. If they just animated him into actually running to her, you know, and then, you know, him looking right there, that would have been great. Now, I like this little joke that they do put in, saying I'm getting too old for this. I like that. This is kind of funny to me. But I just don't like on how they did the cut thing right there. I didn't like that as much, but, you know, you can't do anything about it. I feel out of breath for some reason. I haven't rambled this much in forever. But, yeah, no, it's just overall, this game isn't that bad. Now, this isn't the end of my thing. I am going to be adding a separate clip to this so I can talk about like a few more things. But, yeah, no, this, you know, this isn't bad. This isn't a bad game. I'm not saying don't play it or anything like that. This isn't that bad. I'd highly suggest you actually go and play this game, because everyone's opinion is different on these type of games. But, yeah, I'll be right back. And I'm going to fast forward, add different clips, not Bless Unleashed, but, you know, it's different and long enough clip for me to be rambling on. So, yeah, be right back. And we are back here. I got some COD gameplay because just might as well, you know, just in my gallery, so I might as well use it. Have no clue why I actually did save this, but I'm not talking about that at this moment. Bless Unleashed. So where were we again? Alright, yeah. So the game itself, it's actually not that bad. So the story straight off the bat, I feel like they are trying to pull you in a little bit too fast there and not taking enough time for you to actually know a little bit of backstory or anything like that. They did give you a little bit, but I feel like they're trying to rush things a little bit too fast. I don't mind that much about that, but the animations actually weren't that bad. So combat animations, like you all saw, they weren't that bad. I thought they were pretty good. RPG games that have that type of stuff are pretty rare to find, actually. And yeah, the cutscenes, you know, they're not that bad either. I feel like they could have just done a little bit more stuff, you know. Like, probably just could have done this, or waited, or not waited, but, you know, put a little bit more time into the animation, at least for that. But yeah, I kind of expected a little bit, like, you know, a good amount of stuff from them, because this is made by the company Bandai, I think. I'll have to check again. But this company in particular has made a lot of good and decent games. They haven't been the best known out of all the games I have played, at least. To me, they have not been the best known for the big on graphics option, taking that much time to graphics, but more into actual animation and into combat and gameplay and story. You know, this time it feels like they did a little bit the opposite than what they usually do. Which, this is a free game, which is kind of weird, but you know, it's a free game by them. But this time they went more graphics. This is some of the best graphics I've seen, and I've played a lot of their games. You know, I've bought so many games that they have helped make or just made in general. They have made Sword Art Online. They are the creators of the game, not the anime itself, because the anime itself is something completely different. But yeah, the games they've made all those games. They made tons of anime games, but they have made a lot of other good games. And this was a different experience and take for them, at least. And I thought it was great, you know. I didn't think it was that bad of a game. First impression, it wasn't that bad. You know, they did try to come off strong and pull people in pretty dang fast to the game itself. Now, you don't want to take too long either, but the combat I thought was also pretty nice. I'm sorry if I'm also repeating myself, because I'm just trying to think. I had this all aligned in my brain, but you know, kind of went everywhere. But overall, good graphics, not that bad combat. The combat to me feels a little stale, you know, just kind of a little repetitive, or not really repetitive, but you know, a little bit too much mashing of the buttons, you know. But what can you do? You know, I do like that they did put a combat, or not combat, a combo system. I like that. I thought that was pretty nice. But yeah, no, it's just it's a great game. I highly suggest you guys actually go and try it out if anyone actually watches this. But yeah, no, I thought it was good. I'll continue playing once. My objective is not to beat it. That's not my objective at all in that game. Is not to beat the game at all. I might try, but I want to get halfway to where I actually have a full review. I would be able to actually give you guys an entire thing on what I think. I might just repeat myself, but yeah, I'll compare what I said in this to that. But yeah, no, it's great. It wasn't that bad. First impressions, not that bad of a game. Combat, great, not too bad. Animations, love it. And yeah, guys, that's what I kind of have to say. You know, kind of went over everything I kind of wanted to say. You know, had this in the back of my head, thinking I would do like a little first impression of what I think so far. But yeah, if you guys made it this far, please do like, subscribe. I will probably live stream a game sometime. I'm not too sure. I'm just trying, you know, to find games that I would think are fun and that you guys would like. But yeah, no, it might be a little while. And yeah, we'll just figure something out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.